On today's conundrum, in just a little over 2 years under the Kenya Kwanza administration, a deep sense of unease can be felt across the nation. Citizens, religious leaders, and analysts alike are raising questions about the government's fulfillment of its 2022 election promises and whether its leadership is truly living up to the ideals of a bottom-up economic model. Amidst rising taxes, an ongoing social health insurance crisis, and allegations of abductions and extrajudicial killings, the question on many people's minds is, where is Kenya headed under the leadership of President William Ruto? During the 2022 election campaign, William Ruto and his Kenya Kwanza coalition sold a vision of a prosperous, inclusive Kenya, where economic power would shift from the elite to ordinary citizens, particularly the poor. This bottom-up economic model promised to empower Kenyans at the grassroots level by improving access to healthcare, education, and economic opportunities. However, many of these promises are proving to be difficult to fulfill. While the government says it has made strides in addressing issues such as youth employment and infrastructure development, the economic reality for many Kenyans is far from promising. The bottom-up vision seems increasingly disconnected from the everyday lives of the average citizen. Ordinary Kenyans, particularly the poor, are now facing a crushing combination of rising taxes and escalating cost of living. Despite the promises of tax relief and financial empowerment, the administration has increased taxes across various sectors with little to show in terms of tangible benefits for the people. The voice of the church has been loud and clear in its criticism of the government's performance. Recently, the Catholic bishops of Kenya called out the administration for failing to honor its promises, particularly with regard to the cost of living and the social welfare of the Kenyan people. Are the bishops lying? The reality on the ground suggests otherwise. The government's handling of the SHIF rollout and its failure to address the economic challenges faced by ordinary citizens gives credence to the criticisms. The bishops' call for justice, accountability, and responsible governance is not just political rhetoric, but a demand for a government to fulfill the promises made to the people. The church has historically been a voice for the marginalized in the Kenyan society, and its rising criticism of the government points to a larger issue: the growing disconnect between the leadership and the people. The question now is, what will it take for the government to restore trust and address the pressing concerns of its citizens? It is clear that Kenya is at a crossroads. The government must prove that its bottom-up model is not just a slogan, but a reality that can transform the lives of its citizens. This can only happen through concrete action on key issues such as healthcare, tax reform, security, and ending corruption. The next chapter in Kenya's leadership is yet to be written, but the urgency for reform and justice is clearer than ever. And that is today's conundrum.